Guys, I think we are living in very specific era, which everybody says about their era, it's very specific. But I think nowadays, more than ever, we are going through some kind of a very interesting shift. Okay, AI, things, blah, blah, blah. But I think the more important part of this equation or part of this shift is that the authenticity is coming back as some kind of a value which we crave for, which is fascinating because I think authenticity was there all the time with us constantly, when at some point everything in the world and all around, it's trying to be very uniform. Excel sheets for everything. Everything should be done like this. Basically, no discussion. This is what statistics are saying is the best thing and best ever. And this is how it works. This is why you cannot really distinguish between the product number 1 and product number 10, because all of them are doing kind of the same working formula thing. Which, if you just take it in consideration, it's not really how it is. Because there's also additional values. And in my opinion, or this is something what I'm trying to do in here also in my YouTube. Like I said, I will do YouTube. I had some inspirations how I would like to do it. Then over time I figured out, but this is not me. This is not how I even can do it, or I cannot do it the way how they do it, because in this equation comes other things. I'm completely different product as a person. I'm a different person, simply. And of course, I can replicate something, but this wouldn't be me. And I think this is the biggest added value I have. It's that it's me. It doesn't mean it can bring me money, because maybe no one is interested into me or into you. It doesn't really a thing. Or so many people say like, I do exactly the same things as the others, but it doesn't work. But I think lots of people, they're trying to put themselves into that equation to be somebody else because it worked, but losing the spirit they actually had and should really crave for. And for many million of reasons, and of course there are things which work better and things which were working worse, or will always work a little bit worse. This is how it is. Or also, not everybody can be that super successful, or everybody cannot have so much money, or everybody cannot have so much subscribers. I think this is kind of fine. The only thing what we actually have as an advantage, each of us, it's our own thing. And it doesn't need to be original, because of course we can question all the time that everything was invented. Nothing is anymore original, and what does it even mean? But I think we are underestimating originality. We underestimated the tone of the voice. Why everybody who can sing cannot be a famous singer? Because maybe they are lack of some kind of specific type of energy which we cannot measure. Or they weren't that luckiest. They weren't at the right moment at the right time. In the right place at the right time. You understand what I mean? It's magic. And we forgot to believe into kind of a magic, the passion, the spirit, the something what makes us happy to radiate it back. I will tell you on my example, right? I started photography, like professional photography, 2 years ago. On the way, I said like, okay, this is the way I will go, because this is something I like, I love, and also that there was a space to kind of create it, because there was nothing really else to do, kind of. Otherwise, to completely shift my experience into something absolutely new, basically starting from absolutely super junior level, which I didn't want to, because I would lose so much time, which I already invested into something. Yes, but I said, okay, how I can manage to be as good as other photographers? What makes them special? And then I got into so many conversations about, the professional photographers, they do D, and then the D. Basically, so many people were saying completely different things, and they were also having their own mentors. And when you check their work, they're all completely different. They are original. They had spark in their craft. And we are trying to replicate. I'm trying to replicate many things, or trying to learn things. I'm going on the streets, photo shooting random things which I think they are interesting for me, or might be it. Or at least this is what I was doing. I was trying to follow all the rules, to blah blah blah. And then I found out this doesn't, first of all, makes me happy. And that's why my photography, in my opinion, wasn't really great and good. But of course you need to learn by practice, because I wasn't putting anything else than technicalities into the photography, into the craft, into my spirit, into my social media, everywhere. I was doing it the way how it kind of is expected to be, but for some reason it didn't work for me, or maybe for many reasons, because it wasn't me. It wasn't me at all. And I think the added value I can, for example, provide is me. It's my experience, my type of working, my ideas, my discussion, my point of view. And then, on the contrary, is the discussion with you, because you're feeding me with feedback, regardless it's likes, subscribes, it's comments, it's talk one-to-one, things which inspire me and let me rethink myself every other day. And recently I had many amazing conversations which really let me think throughout so many things, and shifting in me and moving. And I think this is actually the thing we are craving now. Because of course we have AI algorithms, we write what to do, a thumbnail, blah blah blah, successful, but you can see that millions of people are replicating successful people, but they are not successful. So this is probably not the real way to success. I believe, and this is a belief, yes, that the real success, especially for the individual, it's to be somehow specific as an individual, to find your niche, find your thing, regardless if it's your humor, if it's your weird English, if it's your type of photography, the way how you photo shoot, the way how you approach people, the way how you talk, the way how you build on it. But it's not the same thing as copy somebody how that person works. And mostly this is because you don't understand the concept of why this person really is how this person is. You weren't with this person when that person was growing up. You don't understand that person's context, the things which shaped that person into what that person is now. And that makes it original. It's an original story, and we are forgetting about it. And that's why everything kind of melting to be the same and everything the same. And then you watch somebody new who completely lose the sense of context, just have a, for example, perfect charisma or entertainment moment. And that person is doing it completely differently, but doing it better, and it works. And those people are setting trends because they are actually not really following the trends, what really works somewhere else, and implementing it exactly one-to-one to their reality, because this is not the same. I think you should always grab a thing which works somewhere or get inspired, but then shift it to your own needs, to find your own way into it. Because after all, I think everything works better when you're feeling comfortable in doing it, when you're feeling confident in what you're doing and how you're doing it. If you're just copying, following the manual, now I need to do step 1, then step 2, step 3, and step 4, but they are not natural for you. You cannot really do your own thing. You cannot add creativity. You cannot be the next big thing, the next new thing, the next successful thing. Or you might, because for some it works, but is their talent. They are amazingly in mimicking. But this is not how it actually really works, in my opinion, if you want to do your own stuff. The only thing which, in my opinion, really works is consistency, doing it better and better, whatever it means, not losing it, still enjoying it, and trying to adjust it, trying to always find a new thing how to succeed, just basically finding your own self. Because this is what people, after all, will remember. Because if you will be one of the 10 things, they will remember the first one, maybe the second one, but not the 10th. So I think there is a better chase and better choice to try to be the one or the 2 or new. And it's a hard way, it's a long-term way, but I think the determination and stubbornness and going through those phases is the thing you should do, even though it doesn't feel very effective. But if there will not be put this happiness of potential success in it, then sooner or later you will, from this mimicking, become 11th, 12th, 10th, because you will just burn out. And this is, I don't think, especially nowadays, is the thing you want to do when everything is extremely artificial, and the only unartificial thing in the equation actually is you. And I don't know if this talk gave you something. It definitely helped me to to name it, at least for myself out loud, because I don't have any teleprompter in here or anything. I'm just blowing my opinions just straight into the camera right on you. And I'm very curious what you will say about it, but definitely I hope it at least inspired you a bit to try things, try stuff your own way. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't get inspired or mentored. Just try to find also your piece of yourself in the equation and develop on it. Because this is actually what makes you different and maybe more interesting from the rest, whatever it means. Well, and that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.